Welcome back to the Raider Critique. In this episode right here, this is your post-game review of the Cleveland Browns at the Oakland Raiders at O.co. And boy, was this a game to watch. Man, this was a shootout. Now, if I can say so, this has got to be the game of the week. No joke, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Both teams played extremely good football. Of course, both teams had their share of mistakes, but in all actuality, this game was a complete shootout. And I do want to take this time to say that, yeah, I might have been wrong. Well, obviously I was wrong. We got the win, which is a whole hell of a lot better than what I had projected. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. A lot of people can say I'm a hater. A lot of people can say that I don't have any respect, that I don't have any loyalty. Well, for one, my loyalty does ride with this team, but my loyalty does not ride with this team whether they want to tank the season or not. So don't ever get that twisted. All right? I do love this football team. I love this football team more than I love life itself. I bleed silver and black, and I've done it ever since the day of 1985. So any of you haters want to sit there and run your mouth about how you feel that I'm not a fan. As far as I'm concerned, you need to go look in the mirror, stop drinking the Kool-Aid, and buying everything that this organization tells you. Just because you are a fan doesn't mean that you shouldn't question certain moves and certain things that are done by this football team. We are supposed to commit to excellence, not commit to mediocrity and drink the damn Kool-Aid and get fed and let this team fucking feed us whatever bullshit they want to feed us. What we saw tonight is exactly what we need to see out of this football team. The tenacity and the courageousness to fight all the way to the end. They didn't sit there and play football just one quarter. They didn't play football 2 quarters. They didn't play football just 3 quarters. They didn't even play football all 4 quarters. They played football for 5 quarters. This team never gave up. They did exactly what I was hoping they would do, just like what all the rest of us were hoping that they would do. We know this team can play football. This team is not very far off from the 2016 12-4 team that we saw. There's a few different players, but the nucleus is still the same in this team, minus a player or two. All we have that's different is better playmakers, a different scheme, a different offense and defensive coordinator, and a new head coach. Not to mention probably a whole new training staff. So I understand why it's taking a little while to get the wheels greased, and get everything kicking in the right direction. But I'll tell you what, guys, this week, I believe that's exactly where we're headed. So let's hop into the intro and let's get this post-game review started, because I, for one, am looking forward to reporting on a win. Now, I don't really like going over the stats. This really isn't my thing, but I figured that we might as well, because there was a lot of bad things that we saw in this game, but because of the way our players stepped up and the way our team played, it shows it right here in the stats, man, and it's the reason why we won. Derek Carr went 35 of 58 for 437 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Now, I know a lot of people want to rag on him about those 2 interceptions, but I'll tell you what, one of those interceptions really wasn't his fault. Now, the second interception was throwing it into double coverage like that. That was just a bad decision altogether, but that was really the only interception that was his fault. Marshawn Lynch, 20 attempts for 130 yards. He didn't get a touchdown, but he got that 52-yard run. I'll tell you what, man, we needed this out of our running backs. We definitely needed this out of Marshawn Lynch, man. And Marshawn Lynch ran with a lot of tenacity today. This team played with a lot of tenacity today. Amari Cooper and Jared Cook both exceeded 100 yards receiving, both with 8 receptions. Amari Cooper had 1 touchdown. Jared Cook had 2. Man, Martavis Bryant would have also been over 100 yards if he would have caught that deep pass in the end zone. But I know we scored on that drive, but that's something that he should tighten up on. And regardless on where that pass was, if it hits you in the hands, you should be able to catch it. I'm very proud of this team. This team played with a lot of heart. And we had a lot of things fall our way, like especially them 2 fumbles that Jonathan Hankins recovered. We got 2 sacks, and we hurried the quarterback quite a bit, made him fumble. There's really not much more that we could have asked out of our defensive line. Our defensive line played lights out today for who we have and how young they are. And also how really green they are in our system. Garyon Conley got that interception, man, that pick 6. And then, of course, Reggie Nelson, old man Reggie, he got that interception as well. And I don't normally ever have anything nice to say about that guy, but good job, Reggie. Look at what constructive criticism can do to a football team. We had 27 total first downs. They had 21. Third down efficiency, we actually did very well defensively. 5 of 15. We held them to for 33%. Our third down efficiency for our offense was 5 of 16. It's 31%. Fourth down efficiency, we went for it again on 4th down and blew it, but that was because, well, if you see the pass play, Amari Cooper was supposed to cut outside, not inside. But, hey, at least we were able to fight back and get the win. In overtime, no less. This was a great game for these Raiders. Especially our special teams. Our special teams showed out. Nick Harris did a wonderful job. Now, our field goals, I did want to go over this because I believe we went 2 of 4 extra points made. He made 5 of 5 extra points. Yeah, 3 of 5. So, the rookie kicker did not do all that bad. Now, he was green, and he had to get those nerves out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure first game in the NFL, his nerves were probably through the roof. But I'm just glad to see that he came through and kicked that game-winning field goal for us and kept us in this game when we really needed him to. Now, there was a couple kicks that he missed, and I was really starting to shake my head, but hey, he's a rookie, you know. Rookies aren't going to be fully efficient when they first come out and it's their first NFL game. I mean, how much can we really expect from that? I'm just really happy that he won the game for us. We also dominated in the time of possession, 36 minutes, 51 seconds. Now, this team deserves every bit of applause that we can possibly provide them because they obviously didn't give up on them when some of us have. The Cleveland Browns played an excellent game. They did everything that I was expecting them to do to us, and then some. Baker Mayfield is no joke, and with the young nucleus that the Browns have, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with for seasons to come. Luckily, with a lot of calls that went our way, and the tenacity of this football team to not want to lose, we were able to come out on top of the Cleveland Browns 45-42 in overtime. I, for one, am still in shock. I'm actually very happy. I am very pleased with the way this football team played. I would like to point out that there are a few keys that I mentioned last video that may not have been met, but because they were able to play solid football as a football team and not give up, they were able to come out on top. Derek Carr looked a little sluggish at first and gun-shy at the beginning of the game. It was nothing new that we haven't seen out of Derek Carr. I'm sure a lot of us were really, really stressed out by the end of halftime, wondering why Derek Carr was making certain decisions and why passes were being thrown where they were being thrown. And then, of course, there was sporadic moments where we were jumping up and down, praising the team because of wide open pass plays and huge gains down the field. This is, if I can honestly say, that this is like the cardiac team. This team puts me into cardiac arrest, but I would rather feel this way than feel the way I have the last 3 weeks in utter despair because we lost. Very close games, games that should have been close, but we just crumbled in the fourth quarter. Well, we didn't have that problem this week. We didn't crumble in the fourth quarter. As a matter of fact, we rose above everything. And it's almost like they were listening to what I was saying because a lot of you people out there are too busy brown-nosing the team when the team literally needs a swift kick in the ass every once in a while to get motivated. I mean, that's just the way it works. If constructive criticism is not your thing, then maybe participation trophies are your thing. I don't know. I can say this. We're not the worst team in the NFL. We beat a very good Browns football team, and we're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Now, hopefully, we can keep this momentum going into playing San Diego next week, and then, of course, we have to go to London. Our bye week is week 7. It would be nice to go ahead and get 2 more wins to equal out the record at 3-3 before the bye week. So anyway, this is the Raider Critique, and really, we are all the Raider Critique. We have every right to say and feel how we feel about our beloved football team. And everybody in the Raider Nation should be extremely happy that we were able to come out on top of this game. And Derek Carr is still the Derek Carr of 2016. We just have to give him a chance. Our pass rush is there. We just have to give it a chance. And that's also directed at me, myself, because I've been very critical of the pass rush of this team and the defense of this team and the play calling and scheming of this team, which everything seemed to fall together tonight, and this team actually played together. And we should all be happy about that. And that's why we came away with the W. Anyway, I will see you guys for the preview of next week versus I keep wanting to call them San Diego, but it's the Los Angeles Chargers.